up everyone? My name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I'm sharing a fairly simple, just little cute family home in the world of Copperdale, which is of course the world that came with the high school years expansion pack. To me that pack still feels like a new pack, but it's really not new. It's been out for a little bit. We've had that one for a little bit now. And I actually realized that I hadn't done any building in Copperdale for a very long time. So I, for some reason, was feeling very inspired to build something here on this particular lot in the world of Copperdale as well. This is a 20 by 15. It's very small for a family home, but that was kind of what I felt like doing, like building something very small, crammed, maybe not the nicest, but still very cozy. It's by no means like a new or renovated house. It's definitely old. I was playing around with some stains and stuff for the exterior as well, so it's definitely not a new house. But it is really cute and very cozy and would be so cute for just like family gameplay. It is a 3-bedroom house, which I feel like is very nice for a 20 by 15. They're no, like, it's not like they're big bedrooms, but there are 3 bedrooms. So that is also nice for, I guess, for family gameplay. And yeah, so this lot is in the downtown area of Copperdale. It's the area where the boba tea shop is located. I think there's a library there by default as well. So it's the more like downtown-ish area of the world, and it's really cute. It just has all these very tiny little buildings and houses like scattered around in the like in the area. They're all very small, like debug houses. You can kind of tell like there's a neighboring house, which is a debug house actually on both sides, and they're just really small. There's just a bunch of small lots all very close together in this area, like in this little space, and that was something I felt like playing around with and like building something for. So that is what we're doing today. There is not a whole lot to this home other than I just really tried to make it look very cozy, and it's your classic suburban family home, and it's been so long since I've actually done one of those. We've gotten so many packs over the past like little bit, and so many new like build features and things I have been feeling inspired to build. Of course, with the residential rental lot that we got with the For Rent expansion pack, that's all I've been doing lately. I've done like family homes and stuff as well, but I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a good old suburban family home, and so that's what I did for this one. And for that reason, I also made it blue, because what is more classic than a typical blue family suburban? So that's what we're doing. But like in a small version, I guess. It's a tiny family home. It's not that tiny, but you'll see what I mean when we get to the inside. Also, the shape of it is very simple. It's just like a box with a little bump out on the side and also out front, I guess. That's really it. But I was really trying to embrace the simplicity of it all. And I was also trying to make something that would be good for gameplay. It's not too cluttered on the inside either. You can see that I actually already placed a little bit of furniture. I skipped over the floor plan, like the floor plan coming together, because it always takes me so long that I just kind of like turn off the recording and sit down and try to figure it out. Sometimes it'll take me like 2 minutes. But other times it'll take me up to an hour. I'm not exactly sure, like I'm not really remembering how long it took me for this one, but I feel like it was not that long since the house is pretty straightforward. And for this one, I was also really taking into consideration the placement of the windows. It's actually kind of crazy. I never do that. I never really like, okay, sometimes I'll do the windows before the floor plan. Other times I'll do the floor plan and then the windows. I always recommend doing the floor plan before the windows, because it's really gonna mess with you if you already put in all the windows so that it looks cute from the exterior, but then you go move on to the inside and you want to do the floor plan, and then there's already all these windows that look so cute, but then you're like, okay, but this is not gonna make sense for my floor plan, and then you have to redo it, and it's a whole thing. So I always like to start with a blank canvas when it comes to floor plans, like no windows, no doors, maybe a front door, you know, but no like windows or anything. And then I'll create a floor plan and then put in the windows. It's a lot easier that way. I used to do it the other way around all the time, and I would get in trouble with that all the time, where I'm like just stuck by doing a floor plan a certain way because I had already placed the windows and I didn't want to move them, you know? So I feel like it's kind of freeing in a way to do the floor plan first and then the windows. And for this one, I was really trying to take that into account and not really Like, it didn't matter to me as much if the windows looked a little bit awkward from the outside, though thankfully I feel like for this house it still worked out in a way where it looks cute from the exterior as well. I'm using mainly base game doors and windows, I believe, if not all of them. I'm using these very straightforward basic windows. As you can see, I wanted to use the high school years windows, but they were a little bit too wide. I don't know, they weren't working. I was trying my best to fit them in because I feel like they would look really good on this type of house. Just super basic and just really cute. But I decided against it because they were just a little bit too big and bulky, and these base game ones actually worked out perfectly. And then we also have a bunch of flower boxes. I didn't have a lot of space to do a lot of landscaping, like lush landscaping everywhere, because you know, it was just very small. I didn't have a lot of space, so I didn't have a lot of space to do like very lush and pretty landscaping. However, of course, I wanted to make it look older and, you know, not as nice, for the lack of a better term. So I put down a lot of like grass around the edges and make it look like it could use a little bit of maintenance, but not to the point where it's gross and scary looking, if that makes sense. So that's kind of what I wanted to achieve. I'm also using a nicer, you know, paneling for the exterior wallpaper. I think this is the one that came with Growing Together, if I'm not mistaken. And it actually looks really nice. I really love this muted blue color. It is such a good blue suburban paneling. It's just such a beautiful color, and it has a bit more texture to it, I feel like, than the base game one that looks very similar. This one just looks a little bit more updated, like, you know, graphics wise when you look at the game. Not necessarily the paneling itself, but I just feel like it looks a little bit better, and the muted blue is just really pretty. And then for the exterior of this house, I was working off of a reference photo, or I mean, I guess I wasn't really working off of it, but I was inspired by it. And what I was inspired by was the chimney in the front. So you probably saw that I did a little chimney out front, and I usually do chimneys on the I actually always do chimneys on the side of the house, sometimes on the back, but actually never on the back either. I think I always solely do them on the side of the house. And for this one, I decided to do it on the front because I saw it in that photo that I found on Pinterest, and I just thought it looked really cute. And it was something different, something I'd never actually really considered, which is kind of silly, but it never crossed my mind to do it that way. And I just thought it looked really cozy on the front. It just is solely a decorative chimney, which I know drives some people a little bit crazy. It doesn't really serve a purpose. There is a fireplace here on the inside, but it's on the complete opposite side from where the chimney is located on the exterior. So I know that that drives some people crazy, but we're just gonna go with the story that maybe the house was renovated a long time ago and they swapped it around, or the chimney's no longer needed. I'm not exactly sure, but the chimney's there. It's fine. It looks cute from the exterior, and that's what I was going for. And then here on the inside of the house, I was really trying to go for a mix and match of different furniture. I was definitely mixing and matching my wood tones here, which was driving me crazy a little bit. I definitely had to pause the recording to figure out what wood colors I wanted to do, but I feel like I figured it out in the end. I basically just used a mixture of warmer wood tones, for the most part just like this darker brown that I used for both the coffee table and the little side table there, and it repeats itself in the fireplace. And then I used these beautiful bookcases. I took those bookcases into account when I did the window placement. I knew I wanted two of those beautiful bookcases. Those are the ones that came with the Crystal Creations stuff pack. And I love those because there's two versions. There's one with a ladder and one without a ladder. And I just think that those bookcases are so pretty. They're very versatile in a way. They're by no means modern, but I also feel like they're not too traditional looking either. I feel like they could definitely work in both, like in any kind of house pretty much. There's definitely some like decorative little areas to it where I'm like, okay, maybe that's a little bit more on the traditional side of things, but there are a lot of swatches too, which is very helpful. And I just felt like for an older home like this, that has a family living in it, it would be so nice to have this this shelving space and just space for clutter and for tons of books, and it would just be such a beautiful piece that like was built in and kind of like comes with the house. Maybe that's kind of what I was trying to go for. I'm not sure if it really looks like that, but that's kind of what I had in mind. It just looks so snuggly with that window in the middle, and I tried to do something cute there with a little shelf underneath the window, and I put some clutter on that as well, as you can see, and I put a little basket underneath it with some throw pillows and blankets, and I really tried to make this house feel and look like a warm hug, I guess. That's kind of what I was going for. It's kind of messy, but very cozy at the same time. And I'm really happy with how the floor plan came out. For that reason, I also did a very closed off floor plan. So down here, as you can see, I started off by decorating the entryway space. There's a little hallway there that I just cluttered up with an end table and a mirror and just your regular hallway clutter, which, by the way, I still would love like a hallway clutter kit. I feel like that is one of my top priorities. If you were to ask me like what kind of kit would you like, I'd say like a hallway items / clutter kind of situation, like entryway hallway stuff. I feel like would be so nice, like new shoe racks, new coat racks, maybe some built-in coat racks, some coat closets, maybe some extra like loose shoes like lying around or neatly ordered, like put down next to each other, like the ones that we got with Dream Home Decorator years ago, but more of those. And just like, you know, little clutter items and decorations and cupboards and shelving units and stuff that are like smaller or more narrow that would make sense in like small hallways. You know what I mean? That is something that I crave. And I already love the stuff that we got with the Everyday Clutter Everyday Clutter Kit. That's good. Like, that's a great start. But like now I want more because I just repeat the same items over and over again when it comes to entryways and hallways. We only have so much in the game, you know? But yeah, speaking of the floor plan, so we have that entryway space and then an archway leading you into the open dining / living room space where we have those beautiful bookcases and the fireplace and the couch. And then you could just see me placing down a little dining table. I also introduced some white wood tones with that dining area with those dining chairs. Those chairs are from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. That's what the dining chairs came with, and I'm obsessed with those. I think they're so cute. I already knew they existed, but lately I just fell in love with them, I guess, if you can put it that way. So I used those here also because they're blue and they introduced some white. So I did use some white wood tones in here as well. Otherwise, everything would be too warm wood tones and I just didn't really like it. It was a little bit too matchy. So the white really like brightens it up, I feel. And then we have a small home office here off of the living room as well. I thought that'd be nice. You could always turn this into a 4th bedroom if you wanted to. That is also definitely something you could take into consideration, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to have a fully closed off dedicated office space downstairs, so that you would have the option to turn it into a 4th bedroom. If need be, it would make a really cute like baby room or nursery. It's a bit small for like a teen's room, but it's definitely functional. You could put in like a lofted bed and then you'd have a lot more space. But I feel like that this home office would be for the parent. And then across from this office, we have a little bathroom, and then we have a closed off kitchen on the other side of the house. And I just really like that it's closed off. I feel like it adds to the whole cozy vibe of the house, and I just feel like it turned out really, really nice. And yeah, here you can see we're getting started on that kitchen. But for the family living here, like I said, there wasn't really much of a story to it. I just really felt like building a good old suburban house in Copperdale that's just like really small. For some reason, I just felt very inspired to build something very cozy and somewhat realistic, you know? It's still The Sims, so like how realistic can it really be? But I feel like this kind of feels realistic in a way that it flows together nicely and it's not super matchy. So that's something I really wanted to do. So I didn't really have a fully set storyline for these Sims living here, but I was imagining a single mom and 2 teenagers. So that is what I furnished it for. We have a bedroom for parents that would fit up to 2 Sims. Like you could have 2 parents here if you wanted to. That's no problem whatsoever. But that was just kind of what the house was giving me for some reason, like a single mom and 2 teenagers. And specifically, I was thinking for some reason 1 foster teenager and the other one is her actual child. And then they have 1 foster teenager in the house. I don't know why, but that's kind of what I felt like would be going on in this house. And I feel like the foster teen would have been living with them for years, like ever since they were a child, maybe. So they have been here for years. But yeah, I just felt like that would be such an interesting and cool storyline to kind of go with. So 1 teenager that's fostered and 1 teenager that is the mom's biological child. So that's what I was thinking. And so I decorated their bedrooms in that way as well. And then one of the teenagers is very crafty, or not necessarily crafty, but they like art. They like to draw. I didn't give them an easel, but I gave them a digitalized or digital sketch pad. So I was thinking they would be very much into digital painting, digital drawing, digital art. That's what they're into. That's what they do. And they probably also really like painting, but I just didn't end up placing an easel anywhere in here because I didn't really find the space for it. If anything, you could put it outside. I feel like that would work pretty well. And then we also have a tiny hallway here off of the living room where the staircase is located, where I put a piano. Now, I'm not exactly sure which one of these Sims would be the musical one. Maybe multiple Sims would be into playing the piano. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's the mom's hobby. That would actually be so cute. Because I imagine her being so busy with her teens and then probably also her job. I feel like maybe she would be like a teacher. Maybe she works at the high school, or maybe she works at like a school for younger kids. What is that called? Grade school? I'm not exactly sure what the right terminology is. Preschool? No, those are really little kids, I think. I feel like she would be a teacher at a school. Like she would be a teacher for like 8-year-olds. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm envisioning. So let me know what kind of school that would be. I'm always so lost on the terminology for schools and grades when it comes to like America or Canada for that matter. I'm never really sure about that. But that's kind of what I was thinking. And then the other teenager is into gaming and streaming. So I gave them a nice little desk setup with a streaming PC, gaming PC. I thought that would be really, really cute because we did get that whole streamer gear setup situation with the high school years pack. So I felt like now would be a good time to kind of utilize that and decorate one of those bedrooms for a gamer/streamer. I thought that would be really, really cute. But here you can see we are moving on to the bedrooms, and this would be the mom's bedroom. I was very much fiddling around with how to place everything properly, like how to lay this out. I wanted there to be enough closet space, but also the room is very narrow, and the window situation made it so that really this was the only way that would make sense to put the bed. I mean, there would have been other ways, but I just really liked this layout, so I placed this bed against the wall. And then I wanted there to be enough space for like storage, so I merged a couple of wardrobes together, and then I also had space for this narrow little end table with some clutter pieces on it. All in all, I just really like this bedroom. I love the tan wallpaper combined with the blue on the bedding. I don't know what it is, but I feel like that just really complements each other. And it's really nice. I'm currently working on a house where I'm using a lot of custom content for the interior, so also for wallpapers and stuff. And it definitely makes me realize that we definitely are lacking some like neutral, updated wallpaper colors, because CC creators, I barely ever use CC, so when I do, I'm always just so amazed by the quality and the amazing color selection of it all. And that's currently the state that I'm in. Like, I'm working on that, and I will be sharing that house, of course, at some point here on YouTube as well. But I'm working on that right now over on Twitch, on my streams, in a couple of sittings. And I'm using a bunch of CC, like I said, by different creators, and the colors that CC creators add into the game are just so good. Like, they're all colors I would love to have in my own house. Like, it doesn't matter. Give me all those blues, those muted greens, even the pinks and like peach colors, even the muted red colors. If you have watched my videos, you will probably know or have heard me mention before that I'm not very much into the color red, but the red tones that CC creators put into the game are just so good. So really, it just makes me crave more wallpapers, like neutral colors, muted, beautiful, you know, 2024 color schemes. I feel like at this point the game is so old that we kind of miss a little bit of that kind of style in the game. Like, we could definitely use some updated colors. I still love the updated wallpaper colors that they added with the Horse Ranch expansion pack. So with the base game update beforehand, they did some recolors or extra swatches for a couple of base game wallpapers, and those are so good. Like, I absolutely love those, but now I want more. I want more of those basic wallpapers in basic, muted, beautiful, trendy colors. Like, it can be trendy. Same goes for patterned wallpaper, honestly. I would love some more of that. I feel like patterned wallpaper is definitely a lot more trendy again these days. I would love to see some of that in the game, but I know there's a lot of CC out there that gives that to you, and I've been, like I said, I've been playing around with that lately, so yeah, it's been really fun. Let me know, by the way, if you're interested in more custom content builds. I'm not sure if I could deliver, you know, but I really enjoy doing custom content builds from time to time. I know they're not as easy to download, but you know, sometimes you just want to watch speed builds for the vibes. That's what I watch them for anyways. So I feel like maybe it's fun to see more like CC. It almost feels like you're playing a completely different game. Anyway, I'm completely talking over these bedrooms for the teenagers. This is obviously the one for the streamer. The other one was for the art teenager, or the art teenager. That sounds really weird. The teenager that is into drawing, into art. So they have the little pink, very girly, I guess if you could call it that, bedroom. And then this one is more colorful in the way that it uses more different colors. So we have a light yellowish wallpaper, and then I use a lot of teal, but also yellow, and then a bright purple wardrobe, as you can see. I've been very much into that trick that I've been doing for all these bedrooms, where I place down one of these base game wardrobes and then put another one inside it, but rotate it so it's backwards. It looks like the sliding door on the wardrobe is closed. It's so perfect because that is actually one of the best basic wardrobes we have in the game. I feel it also has not a lot of swatches, but the swatches that it has are pretty good. And I really like to like put a second one of those, but like rotate it so that it, and like kind of merge it together so that it kind of looks like a closed wardrobe. It's such a neat little trick. So I've been very much into doing that little trick lately, and I actually kind of overuse it here because all three bedrooms have that same wardrobe where I use that same trick. I hope that's okay. But here you can see I'm just cluttering up the gamer's bedroom. I really like it. I was struggling with this one for some reason a bit more than I was the other one. It might have something to do with the color scheme and the layout with like the one window that it has. The other one had two windows. So for some reason I felt like that made it a bit easier to figure out a layout, but it worked out in the end, and I think both bedrooms really resemble to different personalities, and I just thought that was really cute. And then here we have a little side yard. It's not a backyard, it's a side yard because it's a 20 by 15, so I definitely did not have the space for a backyard. So there's just a tiny side yard here, which I feel like still is really cute. So I was able to put in a seating area here with this really cute outdoor furniture. I believe that's from the backyard stuff pack, or maybe that's from the perfect patio. I'm not exactly sure. I always confuse the two. I think it's the hot tub pack, which is perfect patio. And then I also wanted some space for some planter boxes because I could see Mom being into gardening as well. I placed some gardening clutter around and also some planter boxes that you could use for gardening, which I think is going to be really, really cute. And I thought that would be such a cozy hobby for Mom as well. So that's what I did. And that's basically going to be it. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the build in real time. So here we have the house in the game. This is that front chimney that I was talking about. I feel like it just adds so much coziness to the house, but unfortunately the fireplace is over on this side of the house, so it serves no purpose other than it just looks cute from the exterior. But yeah, over here we have the little, I guess you could call it a driveway. It's not really a driveway, but I did park some bikes here. So, and then here off to the side is the yard, which is a little bit overgrown. Like there's definitely some grass and like some flowers and stuff going on, but it looks really cute. There's a picnic bench, a space to do some gardening here, and then over here are a couple of loungers and a place to sit down, hang out. And then over here we have the tiniest porch where I just put an outdoor dining table and a couple of chairs and then some gardening clutter. Over here we have the mailbox and the outdoor bin, which is always good to have. And then we have the front door that leads you into the entryway space. So it's nice and cluttered. It's your classic entryway. I love to make them like this with all the little everyday clutter kit items, some bags hanging from this little rack here, and we have this curfew board, which would be good if you have 2 teenagers in the house. And then from the entryway, you kind of walk straight into the living room space. This is where we have my playtester Sim. She's just hanging out. They're always watching TV for some reason. But yeah, here we have the living room. I love the pop of blue in here that I kind of just repeated throughout this whole space, also in the dining chairs. This couch I felt like was perfect. It looks a little bit run down and just not the nicest, but therefore it just looks really cozy, I feel. And I combined it with these chairs from, I think it's the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack. I felt like they worked nicely. We have a fireplace here and then these beautiful bookcases. I placed a lot of games in them and some boxes for storage. And then we have this little moment here under the window with the candle and the books and the blankets. I just feel like that's very cozy. Over here is another little storage cupboard, I guess you could call it. And then the dining table is back here. There's some fresh fruitcake on the table because I did have some Sims over for the welcome wagon just now. Over here is the home office. It's very small, straightforward, but it's functional. There's some more storage for books here. I also placed down a guitar and there's a piano in the house, so I definitely feel like one of these Sims would be into music as well. But yeah, there's a computer down here, some more games and clutter, and across from that home office is this full bathroom. So there's 2 full bathrooms in the house, one downstairs, one upstairs. I thought that would be nice. It's really nothing special, but I do feel like it's cozy. And then through this archway is the kitchen. I feel like this one looks pretty realistic. It's quite a spacious kitchen. I even had space for the tiniest island in here. And I felt like there would be some baking going on, so I put down some baking appliances. There's a microwave, some cereal and other things. I love using these little towels in kitchens because they're so like colorful. It's just a fun pop of color that I feel like is just very realistic. So yeah, just a regular kitchen with your regular kitchen clutter, and then the kitchen has a sliding door onto the back porch. Then behind the couch here is the hallway leading you upstairs, and this is where we have the piano. So there is a tiny landing over here. I love that I remember to use these decorated doors from the high school years pack. They add so much personality and I definitely feel like I need to use them more often. So yeah, there's just some random stuff here in the landing. I thought this was a cute detail with these like leftover toys that are kind of just still here, even though the kids are teens now. So over here is Mom's room. I love the color scheme in here. I feel like it's very calming with that tan color and then the blue on the bedding. I don't know what it is, but I just really enjoy it. So yeah, it's nice and bright in here with all these windows. There's some nice dressers or wardrobes in here as well, and then some clutter across from the bed here. There's a bathroom over here, a nice hall bath. This one just has a shower, so we have a tub downstairs and a shower upstairs. I feel like the teens would use this bathroom the most, so yeah, there's definitely a lot of clutter just like in this space. Then over here is the first teen's room. So this is the one that is into sketching, drawing, digital art. They have their cluttered desk setup over here where I gave them this sketch pad, a bunch of posters, wardrobe, clothes on the floor, of course, and I love this bed. The swatch of the bed is just so cute. cute and I felt like it would go with the Sims personality. And then next door is the gamer's room. So this one's a little bit more loud, I guess, when it comes to the color scheme. They have a nice desk set up here with their streamer, gamer computer, a lot of clutter here in the corner, as you can see, some posters, their bed, some LED colorful lights. But yeah, that is basically it for this house. So this charming family home is up on the gallery. It is by no means a limited pack build this time. I know I've been doing a lot of those lately and I really enjoy it. I'm definitely going to keep going, but this one I used a bunch of packs, so I'm sorry about that. It comes in at just over 85,000 simoleons and I built it on a 20 by 15 in the world of Copperdale. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's going to do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this build off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Instagram and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you'd like to get notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!